Good morning. This video briefly reviews the analysis of social change assignment, which is the very first speech in this course. It's worth 30 points and it's due on Monday, September 22nd, which is just over a couple of weeks from now. So in this assignment, you are going to analyze a social justice issue and prepare a 2 to 3 minute presentation highlighting your analysis. We've got a number of videos that we have actually selected for you that you can choose from, and those are available to you on Canvas. I will place links to them in this week's learning module, and so really try to select one of those videos that really speaks to some issue that's important to you, whether it's climate change or race and policing or something else that really gives the audience an idea of the things that matter to you. And then what you're going to do is you're going to provide a presentation that includes an introduction of yourself, the name of the video you chose, a brief summary of the video, and why you selected this particular video. And then the last thing you're going to do is explain how that video connects to either freedom of speech or social justice. And so when we're talking about freedom of speech, we're really talking about the First Amendment and our right to speak out against and to have our voices heard. And when we're talking about social justice, we're talking about trying to enact change in a particular institution or change in our society in some way. Last summer, the demonstrations around the killing of George Floyd really spoke to not only citizens' ability to exercise their voice and speak out against an injustice, but also to try to take action to move towards change and move towards making changes in society with movements with calls such as to defund the police or to change how we fund cities and how we fund services in cities to help those who may need a little bit more support. And so really take an opportunity to look at the list of videos that we have available, select one that speaks to you, and then craft your presentation around that. And I thought I would provide just a brief kind of potential speak organizational pattern. We will talk throughout the semester about organizational patterns and how to set up your introduction, how to make that more effective, etc. But right now, this speech is meant to ease you into the process, and so this is just a brief explanation or a brief example. Certainly, you're welcome to seek out other examples, which you can find in your textbook. So how are you going to be evaluated? Well, you'll be evaluated on your introduction. So do you introduce yourself and do you provide all of the different elements that are required in your introduction? And you can find those by looking at the analysis of social change rubric, which I will link to in the week 2 learning agenda. We're also going to you will also be evaluated on content. Do you provide a summary? Do you answer the different questions associated with why this particular speech and how it relates to the First Amendment and or social justice? Delivery. Are you making eye contact with the camera? And that's how you're going to simulate eye contact in this class, is by looking directly into the camera. And so do you make consistent eye contact with the camera? Are you speaking clearly? Are you speaking loud enough so that I can hear you? And then we'll just look at your ease in front of the camera. And that really speaks to whether or not you've got nervous tics or things like that when you're delivering your speech. One final caveat for this speech: you should be standing during this speech. And if you'll go back to my introduction video from last week, you'll note my dress, that I'm dressed as though I'm delivering a presentation in front of an audience, and that I'm also standing, where you can see the top torso of my body and my arms and hands. And the reason we look at this and the reason we ask you to do this is because this is how I can tell whether or not you're using your nonverbal, so whether or not you're using hand gestures, etc., to make a point. And so keep those things in mind as you prepare for this very first speech. As always, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me through the Ask and Answer board or to send me an email, and I'll respond to you as soon as I can. Again, welcome to week 2, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you.